Bachillerato y Caballero, the high school place in Proyecto, the land of Don Quixote. It has been more than 5 years since Pepe and Roberto approached our center to show us this exciting project. We didn't hesitate to say yes, and since then, we have participated in different ways, not only in the collection of samples and their shipment, but also in the dissemination of the science. It's a real pleasure for us to be part of this adventure that allows us to serve as a link between scientists and students of our high school, and to bring this exciting world science closer to the public. First of all, I would like to thank all the members of the Catch the Fly, especially Pepe and Roberto, who have always been there to facilitate our work. And of course, Miriam and Maria, who have enjoyed a lot collecting flies in the plain of La Mancha in the middle of summer at over 40 degrees Celsius. Thank you, Maria. And all the colleagues who in one way or another are involved in this project. For us, the protagonists are our students. They are the ones who are going to make the presentation of our school. They will tell us what we have done in these 5 years. So, without delay, I would like to introduce to Emma, Carmen, Maria, Susana, Miguel, and Diego, who will speak on behalf of the rest of our students. Thank you very much. So, Emma, your turn. Come.
Hello everybody, we are Carmen and Emma, and we're from a town called Tomelloso, where we have had this amazing opportunity to take part in Catch the Fly. Thanks to this project, we are able to get closer to the world of science, as well as understand and learn how certain species can adapt to a huge variety of habitats. But why have we been chosen? What makes it so special among the rest? Carmen?
Tomelloso is a place where a lot of things have happened. We have had important artists throughout the years, from poets like Eladio Caballero, which in fact is the name of our high school due to his importance, to novelists such as Francisco García Pavón. Even we've got a virus called Virus Tomelloso living around us. Isn't it crazy? But there is no need for alarm. This virus isn't lethal. It was a virus found in our own flies in 2016, and it's helping us to study their genome. Apart from that, this project is done to identify the changes or mutations that organisms undergo under different environmental conditions. That is to detect the TE that have made melanogaster more adapted to the environment in which it lives, especially in our arid climate. Now it's my colleague Susana and Maria turn.
We're going to explain the strategies we need to follow for the fly collection. To begin with, we have to find a few flies near our high school. Once we find the fly, we notify and ask the farmer for permission. This helps us to know if it had been recently or if it had struck, to ensure that we could make a set collection. It was very important to know the exact location and the weather conditions. So to know the temperature, we use the app WeatherShot, and for the location, Google Maps. We collected the flies using a Hoover that, due to the sanitary situation, we couldn't search it. At all times, we respected the environment so as not to damage it. And now, I'm leaving you with Susana, who's going to keep explaining the instructions.
Before starting to collect the flies, we learned how to do it, how we had to catch the flies, how we had to catch the flies, how we had to assemble the Hoover to do that, especially because we would not eat the flies that we collected as it had happened before. Never make the same mistake twice. Also, we were given some advice and tips as well. It was important not to collect many flies from the same piece of fruit. We were told to be careful when we had to hoover the flies, not getting too close because the melon's liquid could get stuck on the tube. This was not very tasty and it could kill the flies. Another thing to take into account was to cover the tube with our fingertips Once we had got some flies so that they could not escape. When we had collected the flies, it was time to go to the laboratory. Diego and Miguel are going to talk about the next step of the process.
Everybody, I'm Diego, and I'm going to tell you about our work in this project, specifically in the lab. Once the flies were collected, they were led in teams thanks to anesthesia. When they were sleeping, they were introduced in ice to facilitate their classification. We classified them with a thin paintbrush, observing them with a microscope. We differentiated them in Drosophila melanogaster, Suzuki, and Simmons. Females were thrown in water because they were useless for the project. It was a huge experience that taught us a lot of differences between the three types of Drosophilas and how could we distinguish them. I encourage young people from all over the world to participate in this educational and enjoyable project. Now I'm going to let you with my colleague, Miguel.
Hi, my name is Miguel, and I'm going to explain you how we classified and recognize the different flies we have previously collected. As you can see, there are some pictures of these beautiful, cute creatures according to their sex and species. First of all, as Diego said, this year we didn't have to send the female flies, so we only collected the male ones. For this reason, we had to distinguish them by their sex, so we learned the differences between the male and female flies. This was basically all we had to know. At first, it could look a pleasant task, but I have to say that I had some problems with picking them with a brush and putting them in alcohol then. In addition, some of the flies woke up and went out of the classroom. Despite these problems, it was a thrilling experience with many good advantages. We learned a lot of things and contributed to a very big project, which is great. But I think I recall that the best part of this project was when our teacher allowed us to adopt these flies as pets. So if you may not like them, maybe these flies could be a very tasty and nutritional dish and option. And thank you so much. And now I'm going to introduce Carmen and Susana, Carmen and Emma, which are going to conclude and finish this exposition.
Hello back. We're still those from the beginning, but now I'm going to talk about what's done in Barcelona lab once the sample is collected in Tomelloso. Briefly, because I don't want to bore you, there the scientific method will be used to detect the transposable elements or mobile elements, TE, candidates to be adapted. That is, to detect the TE that have made Drosophila melanogaster more adapted to the environment in which it lives. Thus, with experimental data that are generated, they will allow to validate the predictions made by the scientists of the European Gross-EU network. Finally, I would like to add that this opportunity has made us consider studying a science career as we are close to begin undergraduate, and we are so excited about that, especially one in which we could be part of a practical application of science or something related with genetics. And now we are going to show you a video of Tomelloso. there are more things than having a virus or flies. And now it's my colleagues and my turn.
And last but not least, we would like to thank you all for giving us this wonderful chance. We honestly couldn't be more honored. Thanks to all scientists who have made this possible for us. Thanks to everyone for listening to us. It has been really a pleasure. Okay, so this was our exposition, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to answer them.
So, thank you so much to all the students in Tomelloso who have participated in this presentation. It was great. Thank you very much. I want to thank not only Antonio Buendia, who is the teacher that we saw, but also Maria Jose and Maria Luisa, that have been in this project from the very beginning. So thanks to the students, and also thanks to the teachers for being part of this project since 2016. If there is any question, I'm going to invite everybody to put them in the chat. And I'm afraid that in the interest of time, we need to move to the next school, to intervention of the next school. And I think, so our next intervention is going to be by Caterina. So Roberto, if you can give Caterina a host.
I'm looking for Caterina.
Okay.
Can you speak, please? Unmute yourself, Caterina.
Muy bien.